It's spooky season, so why not cover Bloody Mary, Queen, urban legend, hangover cure? First off, Bloody Mary was Mary I, born February 18, 1516, the oldest daughter of Henry VIII, a product of his marriage to Catherine of Aragon, his first wife, and yes, the wife that he started his own church in order to get an annulment from. This becomes important later. So Henry died, his only son, Edward VI, became king in 1547. Yeah, he was like 9, but it really didn't matter because he died 6 years later, and before he died, he had removed both his sisters, Mary and Elizabeth, from the line of succession. Instead, he named Lady Jane Grey to be his heir, so when he died in 1553, she became queen, except Mary wasn't on board with this, so she overthrew Lady Jane and, proving that she was in fact her father's daughter, had her beheaded. The main reason Mary had been taken out of the line of succession was because she wasn't a fan of what her father and brother had been doing towards separating the kingdom from the Catholic Church. Henry had split them apart, but pretty much kept all the beliefs and such, but Edward wanted to make more of a Protestant approach. Mary, well, she wanted to undo what they had done and just go back to the Catholic Church, and anyone that went against her, yeah, they were burned at the stake, more often than not alive. This wasn't new. Henry had over 60 people either burned, which was typically done for women, or hanged, drawn, and quartered, exclusively done for men. Edward had a few killed, but Mary, that number we know of is 284. And that's just how many were burned at the stake. Both sexes were given the same fate, which I guess was pretty progressive of her, though many more died while in custody. And who is she killing? Well, Protestants. By the way, if you're Christian and not Catholic, there's a pretty good chance you're Protestant. Mary's mission to rejoin England and Catholicism involved inquisitions and executions, hence why she earned her nickname Bloody Mary. She ended up marrying the King of Spain, Philip II, and this gives me a nice opportunity to explain how twisted European monarch family trees are. See, you had Ferdinand and Isabella, yeah, the Columbus-sended ones, who were King and Queen of Aragon and Castile respectively. And together they had several children. One was Joanna I, who had a son, Charles I, or the fifth, kinda depended on which kingdom he was in, and Charles the whatever then fathered Philip II. Joanna's sister was Catherine of Aragon, Mary's mother. So yeah, Mary married her mother's sister's grandson. Yep. Anyway, Mary died in 1558 during a flu epidemic, ending her 5-year reign and beginning that of Elizabeth I. But how did we get from a queen in the 1500s to saying a name in a mirror? Well, we don't know. Seriously, there's a long history of divination games played with mirrors and candlelight, but as far as the actual Bloody Mary game, it appeared at some unknown point. Hell, it could have been going on while she was still alive for all we know. All kinds of legends have been attached to it, a popular one being Mary Worth, yeah, nobody's really going to get that joke, who lost her child and was killed in the Salem witch trials, except that didn't happen. We know everyone that was killed in the Salem witch trials, and she wasn't. In fact, she never existed. She's just another randomly crafted piece of folklore that evolved over the years, and different variations of the game and or legend can be found all over the world. And how did a queen and a game meant to scare children get turned into the Big Red of cocktails? Well, we're decently sure it was invented in the early 20s by Fernand Petiot, and it did start off as just half vodka, half tomato juice before he or someone else, we're not sure, refined it into the modern version with Worcestershire and all manner of spices. Personally, I find the drink to be a waste of alcohol, but hey, you do you, and it's pretty much seen as a hangover cure due to the tomato juice to settle your stomach, salts to regain electrolytes,
it's got electrolytes,
and vodka because, well, vodka. And more likely than not, the name is simply there because of what it looks like, so the next time you're having some hair of the dog, I guess you could thank old Pete.